Hey everybody, I am A.R. Mar, and what I watched today is Book 3, Chapter 18 of Avatar The Last Airbender, Sozins Comet Part 1, The Phoenix King. We start off the last few episodes of the series with Aang practicing his firebending. Zuko is trying to get Aang to act a bit more ferocious, and naturally Aang is having a lot of trouble with this, owing both to his upbringing and his own gentle nature. Katara interrupts the training with a snack, and Zuko is getting a bit annoyed at all this, and everyone's lax attitude. You know, he's like, if Aang's gonna be ready to face the Fire Lord, he has to get a lot more aggressive, at least in Zuko's mind. And as far as we know at this point, Aang has a long way to go before he's ready to face the Fire Lord and a short time to get there. Sokka sounds like he's about to agree with Zuko, and then declares, "Beach party!" We get a fun sequence of everyone making sand sculptures. Aang makes a great appa. Toph makes an insanely detailed Ba Sing Se. And Sokka, he tries to make a portrait of Suki, but he falls very flat. And thankfully, though, Suki thinks it's sweet, much to the other character's bafflement. But, you know, she thinks it's sweet. They're very much in the puppy love stage right now. It's at this moment that Zuko just attacks, trying to get Aang into training again. He chases Aang relentlessly until finally he provokes a reaction, getting blown through a wall and into some bushes. As, everyone confronts him about this and goes, "What the hell?" And he's like, "Well, we only have a few days before the comet. Why are you all so relaxed? How is everyone so chill? This isn't Britain during the Blitz, for crying out loud." And he finds out that it's because they plan to wait until after the comet to fight the Fire Lord now. Since Ba Sing Se was captured, the Fire Nation's pretty much won the war, and they figure things can't get much worse. Zuko fills them in on just how wrong they are. We learned that at the War Council from just before the eclipse, Zuko's dad went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, or at least showed how cuckoo for Fire Puffs he was. Yeah, I like that better. Prodded by Azula, he declares that since the Earth Nation won't submit, he'll just use the power of the comet to burn everything and everyone in the Earth Kingdom and rebuild a new Fire Nation from the genocide's ashes. It is a chilling scene showing just how far the Fire Lord is willing to go, and just how crazy both him and Azula really are. And of course, for the Avatar crew, it renews the urgency of their mission as they realize that if they don't do this, if they don't stop him before the comet arrives, the Earth Nation will be lost. An entire people wiped out by this maniac. As Aang freaks out about all this, the others reassure him. He doesn't have to do this alone. He has them. He has the team. Team Avatar. As Sokka puts it, air, water, fire, earth, fan, and sword. Together as one, representing the true balance between all. They will be able to pull this off. They have each other. And so far that's gotten them through everything else pretty damn good. After a somewhat awkward group hug that even includes Appa and Momo, Zuko begins training Aang the technique that Iroh taught him, the redirecting lightning move. I love this technique especially since it shows how much stronger the bending styles are when you connect them. When you, instead of seeing them as completely separate entities, you see how they all sort of meld and weave together as part of the one big natural whole. Fire bending, augmented by the connection to water bending, of letting the energy flow through you, makes this powerful defensive move that would not have been possible for either on its own. While they train, we see Aang conflict with the idea that to win, he has to kill the Fire Lord. And at this point, we move on to a really cool group training exercise, with Toph getting to play the villain, a role she has a ton of fun with. The group has some great teamwork, but at the end, Aang finds that even on a melon-headed training dummy, he can't strike the final blow. Killing feels so wrong to him, to who he is at his core, that even Sokka destroying the melon with his sword makes Aang cringe. At dinner, we see Aang not eating as Katara slips in, trying to lighten the mood with a scroll she found in the attic that she thinks depicts baby Zuko, We find out moments later that that's the Fire Lord. That's the Fire Lord, as an innocent little baby. I do like how the show frames it this way, where, you know, you're not born evil. The Fire Lord, yeah, he's a bastard and evil person now, but he was born innocent. He was made into what he is. And that's important to remember. Nobody is intrinsically evil. And sometimes we're just the product of how we were raised, the situation and forces put on us. It really goes to humanize the villains of this series. And it's really one of the great strengths of the writing in this show. But as they argue about Aang, whether or not he has to kill the Fire Lord, like, Aang makes a good point. It goes against everything the monks taught him, and as the Avatar, it's not like he can go around killing anyone he doesn't like. This speaks to a theme that I see a lot in comics and movies, especially in Batman. If you justify killing one person, that makes it easier to justify the next. Your intention may start out good, but in the end you'll become the evil you were trying to stop. You justify killing one man because of the damage he might do later. Well, how much easier will that make it to be like, well, that guy will be a threat later, so I should kill him too. Or to use a more mainstream, I guess. No, Batman's pretty mainstream, but to use a different analogy, if you justify eating one Twinkie, it becomes easier to justify eating the next. Before you know it, you're left with an empty box and an aching stomach. Back to the episode, though, Sokka is really flippant about this lack of will to kill, and Aang flips out on him. Sure, they're trying to help, but this isn't a small thing, and treating it like a joke is in no way productive. So Aang, he just angrily challenges them, come up with a way to stop the Fire Lord without ending his life, because Aang won't kill. He storms off, and Zuko in a wise moment stops Katara from following, saying that Aang needs to sort it out for himself. Aang dozes off while meditating on this. Half waking in the middle of the night, he begins sleepwalking down the beach with Momo following him. He then swims in his trance towards a small tree-covered island just off the coast. It's the next morning when the group realizes that Aang is missing. They search the house for him, but no avail. And they get confused because he left his staff behind, and, you know, Aang never goes anywhere without his staff. In short order, they find the footprints leading to the water's edge, and then they split up looking for Aang. Toph is like, nope, Zuko's mine, I'm going with Zuko. And everyone's looking at her and she's like, what? Everyone else got a life-changing field trip with him, I want my turn. You're awesome, Toph. In the end, the only thing they really find is the Aang actress. We get a momentary break from the tension as they realize that Momo is missing too, and Sokka freaks out, for some reason assuming that Appa ate Momo. And from this we get a great Zuko line. Sokka, get out of the bison's mouth. I really appreciate it with how heavy this episode is, that once again they're inserting little bits of comedy in to break up the tension and keep it from getting too heavy. It's easier to digest it this way. As the others turn to him for leadership, Zuko uses his avatar tracking experience and heads towards the Earth Kingdom. He just tells the others to trust him, he knows what he's doing, as they go, well, why are we going to the Earth Kingdom? Why would Aang go there? We then go, for once, leaving the Avatar crew in this episode, to the Fire Lord and Azula boarding a vessel. The Fire Lord tells Azula he's leaving her behind, and as she protests, he angrily silences her, saying he needs her to watch over the kingdom while he's gone. Ozai then declares Azula the Fire Lord, while rebranding himself as the titular Phoenix King, ruler of all the world! Mwahaha! And seriously, like, he has the whole big villain speech, the whole moment there. The only thing he's missing is the evil villain mwahaha laugh. The episode concludes as the gang recruits the bounty hunter from before, June, with that cool mole beast thing. And apparently that's Zuko's plan to track down Aang, to use the mole beast. And we get a quick shot of Aang waking up on the island, and it would appear the island has moved in the night. as now we get a zoomed out shot of it, and it is nowhere near the coast. That is one mysterious happening, and I look forward to seeing like what it means, because wow. Anyhow, that's how this episode ends, and really it's this feeling I always get at the end of a series. I don't want it to end, but at the same time I'm so excited to see how they resolve these things, where they go. For those of you who have been watching this entire time, thank you for making this journey with me. Of course, we still got 3 more episodes to go, but these endings are always hard. Of course, I won't stop at the end of this series, but heck, we'll talk about that when we get there. For now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.